2. It is really shaken up the running order right now. Cole Custer is the race leader. Riley Herbst is second. Right now you have Chandler Smith in the 3rd position. 4th is Parker Retzlaff, and 5th belongs to car 26 of Sage Karam. These are drivers that we had not mentioned in the entirety of stage number 1. Now they hold the top 5 spots.
Yeah, but Cole Custer and Riley Herbst, those two Stewart House racing machines have been very, very fast. Cole Custer able to put that race car just about anywhere he wants to put it. He leads the way here in Daytona as more work continues with cars.
Here at Daytona for the 4th time. It is once again the moment for selfie cam here at the Daytona International Speedway. If you want to play along, get out your phone, scan the QR code on NASCAR TV for your chance to see yourself on the screen.
Racing 1 and 2 here at Daytona. They're not only going to take those spots, they're going to slide up right in front of Cole Custer. Inside line left open. Here comes Jeremy Clemens to the bottom of the racetrack. He sucks right onto the back bumper of Jeff Burton as they go for the lead. This goes into Parker Retzlaff. gets kicked to the middle, and he'll fall all the way mid-pack. Up front, Burton leads. Austin Hill right behind him. Then they're side by side for third. Look who's back, the two-time defending winner of this race, involved in that crash. Austin Hill back within striking distance. He rides in the second spot. They're side by side behind him.
Finish line, one car taking evasive action, going down through the grass. John Hunter Nemechek with a spin right at the start. Josh Galicki spinning to avoid, and we are under the caution flag. Alex, it flies lap 50. John Hunter Nemechek with a wild slide here right at the start-finish line.
Yeah, that was one of those deals. Nemechek just got back on the lead lap, and now he's got even more damage. This is the second crash Nemechek has been involved in here in the opening part of this race. Just 50 laps in. Again, 10 laps shy of the conclusion of the stage, and Nemechek came up off of turn number 4. Justin Allgaier went to his inside. Nemechek must have had a tire go down because he started fighting the car left and right and simply lost the back end of the machine.
What a piece of driving by Justin Allgaier.
Let's go to pit lanes at John Hunter Nemechek's pit. Kim Kuhn?
And confirmed a flat left rear for John Hunter. That was the tire going down you guys were talking about. The crew right now on the wall waiting for their driver to bring that Toyota in so they can service it. Has not made it down to pit road yet, but correct. Flat left rear tire on John Hunter's machine.
So he'll work his way around the racetrack again underneath the double yellow line. Nemechek, but was able to get back on the lead lap. As we sit, there are 29 cars on the lead lap right now, as there are, let's see, 32 cars still running in tonight's United Reynolds 300. Jeff Burton is the race leader, Austin Hill is second, Ryan Sieg is third, Sammy Smith goes fourth, and Cole Custer rounds out the top 5.
I can't lie, his
Riley Herbst is 7th with Ryan
command was
8th,
pretty good.
Jeremy Clements 9th, and Brandon Jones rounds out the top 10.
And while we can, under the caution flag, we'll take you a little deeper in the running order. 11th is Chandler Smith. Parker Rutzloff got hung out. Remember, he was running at the front end of the field, and he got stacked right smack dab in the middle, 3 wide, racing off of turn number 3, and he faded back to 12th. Sage Karam right behind him, and then you've got AJ Allmendinger, he's 14th. Blaine Perkins 15th. Justin Allgaier 16th. Jordan Anderson 17th. Following the penalty. 18th, Danny Knight.
They were having a hard time getting the jack underneath it because the tire was flat. So they had to lift it up.
He said he was collecting his
tire
car.
off. We'll have to try to clear that sheet metal away, so get the saw out and see if they can get that cleared off for John Hunter Nemechek, get that left rear tire put back on, and allow him to continue on.
Jeb Burton is the current race leader right now, and interesting little information about Jeb, of course. Last year he won at another super speedway, Talladega Super Speedway, in 2023. Jeb is also the son of former Daytona 500 champion Ward Burton, who won here back in 2002. Ward was actually down there on the grid. Our Monica Palumbo was able to talk to him before the race started. So pretty cool to see Ward. And I got to imagine he's very happy to see his son, Jeb, right now leading the field here at Daytona.
Yeah, sure is. And he's at a lot of the races, too, as we go throughout the summer months. Ward Burton very much involved with Jeb. Avid outdoorsman. Love to be able to spend time in the outdoors. And that 27 car, Jordan Anderson Racing, ended up being the first victory when they scored that win at Talladega for Jordan Anderson Racing. They've got a strong team. We talked about Parker Retzlaff earlier on.
Still a lot of cleanup, if I can get the words out, that has to be done here on the front straightaway before we go back under the green flag. You know, looking at the running order, Joe, how about Austin here in the second spot? Has got a bunch of duct tape and all different types of repair mechanisms on it to try to patch up the fender work on that Camaro. He was involved in that crash that was taking place back on lap 36, right at the beginning of stage 2, and yet they have been able to recover from all that. They've patched the car up fairly well, and it looks pretty good in the draft right now. He's in second on the
right side of that race car. But these cars are very aerodynamically sensitive when it comes to racing here at super speedways. But the teams have gotten very good and very creative being able to fix the cars and get them back to where they were. How he runs the draft might be a little bit more efficient than if he is out front leading, but certainly has found his way back to the front of the field. Running right there in the third spot. That this year going to be driven by Sammy Smith after Josh Berry graduated to drive, replacing Kevin Harvick at Stewart Haas Racing in the number 4 car. Had a pretty tough day earlier today. Did Josh Berry, got spun on pit road midway through the Daytona 500, was never really able to recover and finished outside the top 20 in his debut race in the Great American Race.
We're continuing on the John Hunter Nemechek machine. Nemechek will be running full-time this year for Legacy Motor Club in car number 42 on the NASCAR Cup Series side. He just finished up running 500 miles in the Daytona 500 earlier today, and not exactly the way that he would have wanted this United Rentals 300 to go, but they're still trying to repair that car. And as Joe mentioned, these teams have gotten very, very good with trying to buff out, if you will, a lot of the damage that some of these cars will sustain in some of these crashes.
We haven't talked much about Ryan Sieg yet. The RSS Racing Camp's got a couple of cars in the field here today. We saw Blaine Perkins having a good run earlier. He was toward the front of the field in his number 29 car. He's still out on track now as well, as the RSS Racing team continues to have a couple of cars inside the top 15 as part of the season opener. That's one of those family teams that has grown over the years. They brought 4 cars down to Daytona. One of them did not qualify for the race today with a very stock and make it a contender on a regular basis inside the NASCAR Xfinity Series garage.
This is the 65th for the series here at Daytona. The very first Xfinity Series race was back in 1982 here at the World Center of Racing. That was won by none other than Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt won 7 times in the Xfinity Series here at Daytona. That is tied with the most NASCAR Xfinity Series wins here at the World Center of Racing. Tony Stewart, who also had 7 wins, tied with Dale Earnhardt for the most in Xfinity Series competition.
Some of the biggest names in NASCAR history, the household names that we know, have won this NASCAR Xfinity Series race. The United Rentals 300 here to kick off this season. Always some of the outstanding finishes along the way that certainly provide that launching pad, that springboard to make it to the NASCAR Cup Series, and many of them trying to make their name here in this series today. But certainly a lot of history here in Daytona. Boy, we have had just a great couple of days. Granted, the weather Saturday and Sunday was not what we had hoped it would be, but Wednesday night, a great showing with Daytona 500 qualifying presented by Busch Light, where we saw Joey Logano, Michael McDowell earn their pole position on the front row of the Daytona 500. The Blue Green Vacation dual events, very entertaining on Thursday night. We saw both Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick score the victories there. Went on to Friday night, the Craftsman Truck Series. Nick Sanchez becomes a first-time winner at Daytona. Gus Dean in the Arcade Art Series, another doubleheader.
Jeff gets a good jump at the drop of the green flag, and he'll get shoved out into the lead. Now let's see if he elects to maintain in that high lane or come back down across the nose to block any potential charge by Austin Hill.
He will not get that opportunity because Austin Hill is there with a full head of steam. Jeff Burton's going to kick to the outside. 3 wide for a moment for the lead. They're 3 wide for the moment now, as right now Sheldon Creed, Hill, and Burton are going out. Creed trying to find some dancing corners that would work to
Sheldon Creed is not done down low yet. Here they come off turn number 2.
2. Austin Hill with the lead. Side by side for second. Jeff Burton's been kicked 3 wide. He's going all the way to the back of the pack. Here's Hill. He'll start at the bottom, try to run to throw a block on Creed. Couldn't do it. Hill will stay down low, and Hill will stay at the point.
He's got Sammy Smith there on the inside lane. That's the line that Hill is in right now. Sheldon Creed trying to lead the outside lane. Is there in pace car formation?
Originally in terms of aerodynamics, but he's driven it hard. They've given him a good enough race car. He continues to lead the way. Side by side for second. Sheldon Creed leads the outside line right behind Austin Hill. That's where Sammy Smith stacks up. Behind Smith, you've got Cole Custer, you've got Ryan Truex, and Brandon Jones is now in the mix.
A big push from Ryan C. The outside line to Sheldon Creed, propel him forward into turn 3, but then Creed back takes it. It's still low, leading the bottom lane.
Side racing coming to the end of stage 2. Hill down low, Creed topside. Drafting help lined up behind each of them. As right now, Hill will get a huge shot from Smith into 3.
And on the outside, the drafting help for Creed sort of dissipated. Ryan C. was there, as was Riley Herbst, but they're not close enough to push him right now. Austin Hill leads back.
Truex was 6th, Riley Herbst 7th, Justin Allgaier 8th, AJ Allmendinger 9th, and Brandon Jones was 10th as the caution flag flies for the conclusion of stage number 2.
Well, it's Austin Hill, your stage 2 winner here at Daytona.
I don't like how they throw the caution while the guys ain't even made it, all of them ain't made it back to the start-finish line.
It's once the top 10 passes.
I know, but still. Well, I guess that makes sense.
I can't feel my feet.
Mine are been pretty cold.
Well, I have hay boots on, so.
Probably warmer than this weather.
Just past the halfway point in the United Rentals 300. Austin Hill in the United Rentals Chevrolet is the race leader. From Daytona International Speedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
So Austin Hill, again, your stage 2 winner in the United Rentals 200. And we've talked about Austin Hill. His success here at Daytona has been remarkable over the last couple of years. And more specifically in this race because, as you see on NASCAR TV, look at that right front fender that Austin Hill has got. It is patched up after being in an earlier crash. Another car that's got damage, you see there on NASCAR TV, the driver of the number 18. That is Sheldon Creed. Looks like some damage to the front splitter area of his Toyota Supra.
So he circulates around under the caution in the 3rd position. Sheldon Creed, who was a former X Games gold medalist, running the 18 car this year for Joe Gibbs Racing, departed the 2 car that he drove for Richard Childress 1 year ago. Drives the 18 car. Joe Gibbs Racing having a strong run here today in the 3rd position. So under the caution here at the stage break 2 and just past halfway, 61 laps complete to the 120 lap distance and 300 miles in tonight's season opener for the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
sticking around for this NASCAR Xfinity Series race. I know, Joe, you kind of touched on a little earlier, the weather hasn't been exactly what we were hoping for this weekend, but it was really great to see all of you come out for the Daytona 500 earlier today. And for those of you that have stuck around for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here and supporting NASCAR here at the World Center of Racing.
Yeah, great day for a doubleheader of on-track action. We've all been pent up all winter long, ready to go racing, so why not have 2 races in one day? It really doesn't get much better than that. And you go back to the Daytona 500, towards the end of that one, I mean, breathtaking 3-wide action that we saw toward the conclusion of the Daytona 500. They were side by side the entire race. Very little single file racing, good, clean racing action throughout, and certainly a lot to be excited about. And if you're interested in coming back to Daytona next year, go ahead. Connect with us for 2025. You can go ahead and renew DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com/renew is where you can do all that. We invite you to come on back. We've got more racing as the season goes on here in Daytona. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 will be back once again in the month of August. All the pressure will be on as a playoff and the regular season comes down to the final few races, and it'll return to Daytona this summer on August 24th. Only a couple of playoff spots will be up for grabs when NASCAR returns in August. So make your plans, come on back. We know you're here, we know you're enjoying the action so far because you've stuck around with us here for our doubleheader tonight in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. But certainly make your plans now. Come on back, join us again when NASCAR is back in town, whether it's Daytona next year, Daytona 500.
And here is Ryan Sieg. He said he's pretty good, just a little snug off. So Matt Noyes, the crew chief, elects to take a pound out of the right rear. It's going to be Sunoco fuel, and it is right side tires only for Ryan Sieg. Also in Chandler Smith, Daniel Dye, as well as Jeremy Clillens making stops on this into pit road. T-Post.
Chandler Smith wins the race off from pit road. He's the first driver out here as those took 2 tires on that. Justin Allgaier was in. It was 4 tires for Justin Allgaier. We had Cole Custer getting pit service, AJ Allmendinger, Brendan Brown, Parker Ritzloff also service here on lap 63. Jason.
First out of the way in the middle section. We'll get him back out in front. Sammy Smith, fuel only. Same thing for Sheldon Creed. 1 can of Sunoco fuel to top things off. Further back, Austin Hill overshot his pits. They did 4 tires Sunoco fuel for him. Also same thing for Ryan Truex. He got wedged in there behind Jordan Anderson, had to back out, lost a couple of seconds on pit lane.
Jason, there's a reason he overshot his pits. And that was because what appeared to be well over the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. He literally pulled away from the entire field. They all came in nose to tail. You've got to be slowed down to 55. Everybody was nose to tail. He hit that line and literally drove away by 20 car lengths, Alex, over Sammy Smith, who happened to be second in the rest of the field, and then blew right on by his pit box, and that's a penalty.
It is, so NASCAR is going to slap the right wrist, speeding on pit road for Austin Hill. Well, that wasn't bad enough. They're going to slap the left wrist as well. He's getting a safety violation, so that's a tough break for Austin Hill. But
so 2 penalties on pit road. Sure what was going on there, Joe. He had just won the 2nd stage, but as a result now, he's going to come back down into his pit stall. Left side tires on his Camaro and send him back out, but that was rather odd. I'm not sure, maybe he just wasn't paying attention, but he sped up as soon as he got to pit road and completely overshot his pit box.
Usually the teams will give the driver an indication of which gear they need to be in when they come down pit road and to keep the engine at a certain RPM, very steady with that right foot. I wonder if maybe he was in the wrong gear. He thought he was in the right gear and took the car maybe a little bit faster on pit road, but whatever the case may be, he was going way, way too fast. How NASCAR times that is you see the white lines down on pit lane. Those are the timing zones. So you come down pit road and you've got to be going a certain speed through those zones, and clearly, as we saw on the replay, Austin Hill came in a little bit hot that last time through.
And by the way, just for your information, ladies and gentlemen, pit road speed 55 miles an hour this week, and I think Austin Hill was pushing it a little bit far past that pit road speed.
Officer, I swear it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Well, unfortunately, the pit road speed police did not agree. Well, keep your Daytona 500 experience for 2025. Enjoy another year of the Great American Race when you renew your tickets today. Visit our team at the NASCAR Experience at the Midway, scan the QR code on NASCAR TV right now, or visit DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com/renew. We want to see you back here for Speed Weeks presented by Advent Health and all the other things that go on throughout the course of those Speed Weeks here at Daytona International Speedway next year in 2025. All right, Joe, well, we're about halfway through the race, which means it's time to reveal the lead. Joe's been watching this very, very intently up here in the NASCAR College of Dress booth. He's got laser focus, trying to figure out which one has got the trophy underneath of it. We're almost done here. All right, is number 1, 2, or 3? Joe says number 1. Is it indeed helmet number 1? Yes, it is. Thank you for playing along. And Joe, I believe that's 2 for 2 for you this weekend.
2 for 2. Let's take it. We're off to a great start here in 2024. I like that. Well, we're about ready to get back under the green flag here in the final stage of tonight's United Rentals 300 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. How about that 2-car?
Yeah, they have worked on the machine of Jesse Love. You see the right front quarter panel, half of it is gone, but nonetheless, he is going to restart on the front row here along with car number 8 of Sammy Smith. So that is going to be your front row for this restart. Jesse Love and Sammy Smith. We're a half a lap away.
Sammy Smith will lead the way into the banking of turn number 1. Still trying to hang on to that outside lane is Jesse Love. I'll tell you what, that car, just from the naked eye, that car is going to be a better follower than a leader because there are big pieces missing out the front.
Leaders to the back straightaway. Jesse Love, though, still leads the way in the outside. Down low, you've got Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith with drafting help from Sheldon Creed, AJ Allmendinger, and Ryan Seed. In that outside lane, it's Jesse Love with Brandon Jones, Justin O'Hara, and Cole Custer. Let's run back in the inside lane.
Jesse's certainly slower. You got teammates right there. Cole Custer also on the outside lane. You got some fast cars tires there, Dave. When will they bust a move?
That outside lane, kind of like towing a parachute right now. Although to Jesse Love's credit, he is back up into a side-by-side battle for third, now maybe fourth place. They continue to work with him.
And he continues to lead the way in the outside line. There's no pushing him into the middle or swinging him wide. Right now, though, it'll happen up the gut. A.J. Allmendinger at second.
It's a great push from Ryan Sieg. And thought Allmendinger was going to pull down, but he'll stay in line. Those cars running in the middle room, and Sammy Smith leading Allmendinger.
Riley Herbst is there. Parker Retzlaff is there. Ryan Truex is there as they thunder off to turn one.
Sheldon Creed's got the help that he needs. Now he's going to try and muster some speed. He'll pull up to the inside of A.J. Allmendinger. No, he won't. A.J. slides down, slams the door in his face, as does Sammy Smith.
Full car breakaway up front in single file formation. Leader swing wise. Sammy Smith will take everybody to the wall. Allmendinger goes there as well. Only driver out of line in that pack will be Sheldon Creed as Dinger goes for the lead.
A.J. Allmendinger drops it down to the basement, tries to go up in front of Sammy Smith.
Inside lane, Sammy Smith will power through now. He'll regain the top spot. AJ follows him through for second. Top side, Riley Herbst.
Riley Herbst will swing wide up the corner. He'll lead the outside line. He tries to get some drafting help now. Trying to inch his way forward. He's going to get it. Here comes Herbst. Side by side for the lead up the end of the back straightaway.
Inside lane has got their act together too, and the numbers have grown down there. It's still Sammy Smith leading over Allmendinger with Creed and Parker Retzlaff.
Sammy Smith has the lead. He's going to change lanes, go from the bottom to the top.
He's got plenty of company, inside and out. Two well-organized lanes full of challenge. He'll go to the outside to block Riley Herbst. He'll drop down to the bottom to block A.J. Allmendinger off two.
And he will be successful in doing that. He'll keep A.J. Allmendinger in the rear view mirror. And again, Riley Herbst is going to try to get that outside line rolling. Going to try a little side draft. He'll get it. Then you're on in front for Herbst for just a moment.
And now the inside line just as quickly begins to move back forward. It's the shorter way around, and the leader keeps it even all the way through to the Smith inside.
And it doesn't change side by side at the line. Riley Herbst is going to lead lap number 71. Let's take a moment and give you a mid-race update presented by Pfizer. 71 laps complete. Riley Herbst, Sammy Smith, Ryan Sieg, A.J. Allmendinger, and Brandon Jones, your top five.
That 9 leaders swapped the lead 10 times officially at the start-finish line. Been slowed by cautions 6 times this evening for a total of 28 laps. The guy that's led the most laps so far tonight has been Jesse Love from the pole position. He's led 34 laps. Next in line to the lead is Joe Burton.
Aggressive, I think, is the word of the night, and it doesn't matter, Alex Hayden, if it's a block for the lead or a block for fifth. These drivers are throwing haymakers at one another.
And this style of racing with the NASCAR Xfinity Series is different than what we saw in the Daytona 500 with the Cup cars and Friday night with the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, you are not allowed to lock bumpers and push each other. You can tap and you can break. Drivers have a little freedom. So we've seen that create some problems.
And we've had 10, make it 11 lead changes because there are literally wheel to wheel for the front. And let's pick them up now. Riley Herbst and Sammy Smith.
Herbst has the lead, top side by about a half a a car length, but Sammy Smith continues to dig hard down low with drafting help from Allmendinger.
Wheel to wheel for the lead. Allmendinger down low, right behind Sammy Smith, waiting to see if someone's going to come up the middle. No, because Herbst is going to pull that outside line right up against the inside line, wheel to wheel for the point.
Same story, this time back through 3 and 4. Smith Herbst on the front. On the front end of his machine, it's just going to take it where nobody else is. Unfortunately, he hasn't got a lot of help to do so. He's going to fall back in that third line.
He will fall back. He doesn't have any drafting help. He tried to get that outside line rolling, but to no avail. Up front, Herbst out by a fender. Drafting help for Herbst from Ryan Sieg and others.
A little bit of separation in the bottom lane amongst the first 3 cars. Doesn't affect the progress made by Sammy Smith. He goes right to the side-by-side.
This will be under the green flag here on lap number with 45 laps remaining. Parker Kligerman is on pit road.
Yeah, that wounded Chevrolet, they're going to get a gas and go for Parker Kligerman, and it is down and away, that orange and white Chevrolet done with in-service Steve Post.
Rusty Long brings the Whelen colors in on his Chevy Camaro. Going to be just fuel only. Going to be fuel only. They are at the right at the outside edge of the fuel window, just down and away, Jason.
Austin Hill came in, took on Sunoco fuel only. About 4 or 5 seconds of fuel, and he was down the way.
Two's going to come to pit lane. Jeremy Clements, Daniel Dye, Jordan Anderson. As they make their stop, we'll cover the Daniel Dye stop with Kim Kuhn.
Yeah, it's a pack of Chevys, and the gas can is engaged. Sunoco fuel being filled up in that Chevrolet, and it's scheduled service Steve Post.
A.J. Allmendinger is in. They're just waiting for the call. A.J. Allmendinger grabs the gear. He is down and away.
So a couple of junior motorsports Chevrolets headed your way, Steve Post.
Brandon Jones, the bright Menards color on his car. It's the familiar brand colors on the Justin Allgaier car. Now there's crew close in. 1, 2, 3 seconds.
Slide the tires. Don't lock the brakes coming in. They took on about 4 seconds of fuel for Jim Burton. Sage Terrence in.
Is second, John Hunter Nemechek up to third now. Sheldon Creed is fourth, and Ryan Truex is fifth. Those cars stay on the racetrack as they go flashing by the start-finish line. Jeff, 42 laps to go, and different strategies beginning to play out.
Yeah, Blaine Perkins comes to pit road, but he does so by himself. That won't work if they don't have a drafting partner when he comes back up to speed.
Jones and Allgaier all by themselves, and he got a pack of 3, which is about to be caught by about a pack of a dozen, as Austin Hill is one of those cars to the inside of Reslov.
Yeah, they're going to have to thread the needle here as they
We start our coverage with Kim Kuhn.
Riley Herbst in that Ford Mustang make a stop into the pit. They remind him, don't slide the tires. We are doing fuel only with about 3 seconds of fuel. He is already done, as is Ryan Sieg and Chandler Smith. John Hunter Nemechek also wanted this in the pit road. Steve Post.
So right now,
Natalie Decker's gonna lead a lap.
6 cars yet to come to pit road, and here comes a couple of them right now.
She's the leader right now.
Truex Jason Toy.
About 2 pit stalls separate the two Toyota Supers, the purple, black, and yellow.